Hello, my friends. Well, we are still not camping yet. But I figured I should show you some of the things that are going on in town. This area, Statesville, I really do love it in this area. Akila loves it in this area. And there's a lot going on. I did a short couple weeks ago about the whitewater rafting national park, or whatever the heck it is, and it's really pretty cool. Someday I'll do a full video on that, but it's expensive to go there. And so this weekend we're just kind of hanging out. I had to work Saturday, so we've got some videos to show you of things that go on in the Statesville area that are pretty interesting. I think you'll like this. And when the car show's over and the Raptors are over, you can skip off, because the end is going to be some real soggy Thanksgiving stuff. So watch these, and I think you'll like them. It's pretty cool, and it's some of my viewers. So stay tuned. Here we go. Over there. This is the Allison Woods Outdoor Learning Center, just north of Statesville. And they were having a World Falconry Day celebration and demonstration. And it's the annual anniversary of the designation of falconry as a cultural heritage in the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. So watch this, and they'll do some demonstrations and show you what falconry is all about. And there were lots of people walking around with different birds on their arms. It's pretty neat. And here's a demonstration. Hopefully the camera will eventually focus.
I don't want it. I'm done. Leave me alone.
If anyone's eating raw meat, put it away. Come here, girl.
Hey.
I was offering you up.
Did she do the lure?
Animal behavior and training techniques are the same for almost all animals. It's pretty neat that you can get these birds to be quite so attentive and behaved. So
most of the hunting with this kind of bird is done with them in a tree following us through the woods, or the edge of the woods. This bird is hunted with a celebrity. Love him or hate him, this bird, before I got her, hunted with Donald Trump Jr.
Wow.
And then she upgraded to me. Uh-oh, we're getting full.
Dry?
She may have a couple more left in her. The motivation goes down as they start to get full.
So how long have you been doing this?
I've only been in it 6 seasons. My boyfriend Bob has been in it.
About 45 years. Okay. So I got interested in sport when I was like 14 years old, but I didn't really know what I was doing for a long time, because back then you didn't have a way. Who else did this?
Yeah.
You didn't have a way to figure out anything and learn anything from somebody.
So where'd you get it from? How'd you get it?
Books in the beginning, and then when I really started learning what I was doing, it became a recognized sport in North Carolina, and so you had to go through an apprenticeship, and I got a sponsor that already had previous experience, and I learned a little bit more. It's not hard to get the birds tamed, but it's hard to get the birds, or at least it takes some special steps to get the birds cooperative the way you need them to be to hunt with them.
Right.
And so back in about 1984 is when I technically got into it in a
She's just
serious
getting her
sort of
foot in
way.
here. Let's get yourself untangled, buddy. There.
And that's a Harrier?
This is a Harris's hog,
Harris's
which is named after a person. My understanding is it was Mr. Harris was a friend of John Audubon, the bird guy back in the day. And these guys don't live here. They live out in the southwestern United States, in Mexico, Central and South America. But the reason they're popular for falconry is because they actually are the only bird that typically hunts in groups.
But this is Sadie Hawkins, and she's a red-tailed hawk, but she's a juvenile. That's why her tail is brown. And we've only had her about 2 weeks. Sadie and I have been working for about 2 weeks now. That's all I've had her. This is her first outing amongst people, so she's doing pretty good with it. And again, she's a red-tailed hawk, but with a brown tail feathers because she's a juvenile. And we don't teach them how to hunt. That's people think that in falconry we teach them. They already knew how to hunt. When we got them, they knew how to hunt. We teach them how to become a better hunter or a stronger hunter. We make sure they have food that first season, that they are vetted. Most of these birds died that first winter, either because they're not a good hunter, that's rare. Hit by car is very common. People throw food out of car windows. Mice and rats come up to eat it. They perch on trees and poles, fly low over the roads to get the food, to get the prey that's getting the food people threw out. Rat poisoning is a problem. Anything that eats a poisoned rat or mouse ends up dying. But illness is a lot of what takes them out that first year, or lack of food.
And you will keep the bird?
Oh, a season or two, and then she'll go fly free again. She doesn't love me. That's what I've been told anyway.
And is
They're
this
not a pet.
And that's a normal sort of time period for?
Every falconer is different. Some release every single year to do that whole training process over. Some keep them up to 8 or 10 years, but I've never known a falconer that didn't release their red tail. I've never known, because you want them to go out there and reproduce and make smart babies and do well, because that's what's meant to be.
And so this is part of the.
So can you just describe a hunt then? What does that
Okay,
mean?
so when we go out, and that'll probably be in the next week or two,
Okay.
we would go out on private property or game lands.
Okay.
We might have a falconer might be by himself with his bird, or he might have a couple people helping him. Usually their vision's so good that if they could read they could sit on a goalpost and read a newspaper's fine print on the other goalpost. So usually they're going to see the prey first, but in case we do, then we yell, ho, 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 and we go running towards the squirrel or rabbit. That comes from tally-ho, way back in the day. And so they come to learn that us running and yelling that means we've spotted something, and then it's on. So the chase is on. Squirrels are very smart animals if they've been around a season or so. So then it's a matter of the bird learning. In hunting a squirrel, they become much better hunters. Sometimes they get the squirrels, sometimes the squirrel wins. But either way, if the squirrel wins, he's become smarter and she's become smarter. If the squirrel doesn't win, it probably wasn't going to make it through the season, to be honest.
And they had some neat static displays of the hawks and falcons on stands, and they had some owls, and they had some rehabbed birds of prey, some owls mostly, and then they had some neat craft fair type stuff for sale. It was a pretty neat afternoon, so we really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, Akila couldn't run around because of the birds. He wouldn't have chased him or bothered him really, but they might have been bothered by him. So,
like, they've just removed that as an option. So if it comes through there, it has to be pegged with a C. Gotcha. Are you Elizabeth?
after that, we went to a car show that was just up the street from my office, actually. And it was a very small car show, and it was one of two car shows in the local area. This was all classic cars and special cars. It wasn't muscle cars. The other one was muscle cars. And I wanted to get to that, but I'm running out of time on the day, so I didn't get to that one. But this was pretty cool. Saw a lot of neat little cars, and here's one that's really special. So this is John and Michelle of J&M Philippine American Vlog. They have a 1987 Suzuki Mighty Boy. He's had this for a few years, and when he got it imported from Japan, he had to do a new clutch, and he did some upgrades on the headlights. It's a 3-cylinder, 29 horsepower, 4-stroke, water-cooled carburetor engine. It's from 1987. So it's a classic car that they allow to be imported into the country. It's a right-hand drive. It has AC and power brakes, and it has optional snap-on power windows. It's a little box on the door that just snaps on over the lever. It's really a pickup truck, and it's got a nice tonneau cover on the back. They added a radio, and it's a pretty cool little car. I was impressed. I should have asked him what he got for gas mileage. So those are a few of the things that you do on a Saturday afternoon in Statesville. It's a pretty cool place, and there's a lot of activities, a lot of neat places to go and things to do. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. Since I was 12, I wanted to do falconry. And when I was with Fish and Wildlife, I had the opportunity to meet some falconers that really knew what they were doing. And it was pretty impressive, but I guess I learned that it took way too much time. So I took up with dogs instead, which still take a lot of your time, but they're not quite as bad as birds of prey. And you can see what he's doing. We're out taking a walk because I had to work, and he has to burn off some energy. Carrying a stick, of course. So, I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. I'll be down in the swamps having a good time camping, and hopefully I can get some videos out for that pretty quick, and we'll be back into the video business within another week. So, thanks for watching. Have a great Thanksgiving. Please be thankful for all you've got. No matter who you are or where you are, you're better off than 3/4 of the world. So, no matter who you pray to or who you believe is responsible for your life, it's a good one. Okay, you're above the ground. That's really all that matters. So, me and Akila wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Have a great one. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.